I've noticed something pretty odd about the legendary brawlers in Brawl Stars, and I haven't seen anyone talking about this exact thing. I feel like there was something wrong about how the legendary brawlers work, but to further understand this, let's take a look at one thing here, and that is what makes a brawler legendary in the first place. It's pretty safe to assume that one of the key components here is just how complex the brawler is, and of course the skill requirement that it takes to play that brawler. So let's take a look at Surge, for example. He was chromatic at some point, fairly easy to get, and now he's legendary, but for a pretty okay reason, and that is he has 4 stages to him, and he is quite complex, in how he works, and the gadgets and the star powers as well. There's a lot to work with Surge, honestly, and I don't usually play him all that much, but even I can say that I don't know everything about the specific brawler. Another option is, of course, Chester, because he has 4 different attacks and 5 different supers or something like that. Is pretty outrageous. Cordelius as well, with this whole Shadow Realm gimmick, which is something never before seen in the game pretty much, until Lily came out, of course, and there are quite a few examples. However, there is something pretty weird that is happening here, and that is some brawlers just don't deserve the legendary rarity. And let me give you an example, like Amber. I don't get why Amber is legendary. Now, of course, this is my opinion, so feel free to comment down below yours, but here's the thing about this. It's just that her abilities are very, very simple. Like this type of attack here, simple, easy to learn, and it's kind of a newbie sort of thing if you really sit down and think about it for a second. You just spam the thing, and that's about it. That's as far as it goes. And the gadgets aren't all that crazy either. It's just that this brawler is really, really simple, and it was released quite a while ago in 2022, I'm pretty sure, something along these lines, and that leads me to believe that sometimes the legendary status is just not made to basically explain why a brawler is difficult to play and stuff like that. Instead, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the times the legendary rarity is just something that is supposed to garner attention and hype towards a brawler. Because you see a new brawler, right, like Draco, for example, and they say that it's a legendary, and you're like, oh yeah, legendary brawler, that is so cool. And that's all fine and dandy until you actually realize that there's something really wrong about this, and that is, it's not just a rarity. You need to understand, 3,000 something credits is a lot of credits for a brawler. I remember when first trying to get Cordelius, it was a journey to actually get those. Around in I'm pretty sure February or March or something like that. It took maybe 2 months to get this brawler. It was outrageous, and we did get him to gold 3. That is super cool and all that, but it's just that this brawler specifically, it took so long to get. And I would just understand how someone would try to get Amber, for example, maybe even Meg, maybe even Sandy. It would just take so long, and it would be super annoying, just because why would you want to spend all that time getting a brawler so simple? It's not a matter of how good the brawler is, it's just a matter of how complex the brawler is, you know what I'm saying? Now, here is something, I don't really want to talk about too much about Leon, Crow, or Spike here. The reason why is because these are legendary, and they are not gonna change that, okay? There's nothing wrong about this. These brawlers have always been legendary, and to be honest, these are the 3 most popular brawlers in this entire game. These are the most recognizable possible. So of course, we're not gonna do anything about this. The main reason why they are so recognizable is because of all the clips there are on the internet of people just claiming these and being super excited about it. What, in 2020, 2019, something like that. Of course, they're gonna be the most popular because of that. So you can't really get too mad at that though. But now, it's time to see how we can actually theoretically fix this here in Brawl Stars. First and foremost, the most common idea that you may think of is actually changing the rarities or something. And another thing that you can maybe do is do a revamp of how the brawler works. They have done that in the past with Frank, Meg as well, and tons of other brawlers like Piper a lot of times. I'm pretty sure, but that was a while ago. So let's just stick to the idea of changing the rarities here. And this whole thing about the problem with the rarities also kind of comes along in the mythic section of the brawlers, but that's a whole nother thing, and that is, it's not as bad because it's not as difficult to get a mythic brawler. So there are 11 of these legendary brawlers in the game, and there are 3 of them that need something changed to them. All right, basically a rarity change. You got Sandy, you got Ember, and you got Meg. They're conveniently placed right next to each other. Isn't that just a treat? And let's just pick 3 mythic brawlers here that should be legendary, in my opinion, of course. Please comment down below yours. I really want to know what you guys think about this. Okay, so first and foremost, I feel like RT could definitely be a legendary brawler, so he should definitely be a legendary brawler instead of something along the lines of Sandy. All right, now moving forward to another brawler here. Another brawler that feels legendary status is something along the lines of Willow, because she really deserves that legendary status. She's got the ability that possesses enemy brawlers. That is unforeseen in this game. That is very new, and that basically aligns with what a legendary brawler should technically be. Something that's really hard to play, something that like you've never seen before, something really complex. So this definitely does the job here. And then another brawler that could also be legendary instead of, let's say, Meg, for example. Definitely Meg. Meg is so low skill right now. I don't get why she's a legendary at all. They should have changed their rarities. Anyways, Janet could really be a good option over here because Janet has the ability to fly around. And who else has this? Well, technically Miko, but it's of course not the same thing. I feel like with Miko it works that he is mythic and all that, but with Janet you have way more to work with here, and that is she drops the bombs and everything. It's a whole other can of worms. Fellas, I'll catch you in the next one, and peace out.